Yes, come in.
Hello. Mind the right place here.
Are you Nigel?
Yes, sir. Nigel Wellington.
Oh, nice to meet you, Nigel. I'm Dr. Casey Kirkenberg. I'm filling in for Dr. Jeffrey Jefferson. He's on a way in sabbatical right now. Yes, you are my 3:30 appointment, and I'm very interested to find out exactly what brings you here. But first I need to know, would you be interested in listening to any background music therapy? I think we have drowsy moonbeams and, oh, enchanted sea flutes.
No, I'm quite alright without the music right now.
I understand. Okay, you know what? Enough about me and the music. This is about you, Nigel. So what brings you here?
Well, to be perfectly honest, you're the third doctor I've come to talk to this month, and I've been having some issues, and every doctor I talk to, they want to prescribe me a medication, they want to label me, they labeled me first with depression, then with operational defiant disorder, which is hostility towards authority and not wanting to follow rules. But I feel like that's not crazy. That's not something to be labelled by. I've got every reason to distrust authority. You'd have to be crazy to trust authority in the government after everything that's been going on. I mean, at one point in time, back in the day, they had a mental illness called drapetomania. And that was when the Negro slaves wanted to run away from the slave masters. Sometimes they didn't even have to run away. So they just had to be sulky and dissatisfied and hostile toward their masters. I mean, could you imagine today saying that's a mental illness just because you don't want to be a slave? I feel like the same thing's happening to me. I don't want to be a slave to the slave masters and all government. And they're saying I've got a mental illness because of it. I'm sorry, but I have a problem with my masters and I don't want to be controlled by them. And because of that, they want to put me on this medication, like Prozac, that's made by the company Eli Lilly. And Eli Lilly, they're the same company that made the LSD during the MK Ultra experiments that the government gave acid to people who didn't even know. And the whole purpose of that, Eli Lilly was trying to make a brainwashing drug to give to the Soviets. And now they've come out with Prozac. And they're trying to give Prozac to anyone who disagrees with authority. And not only are they overprescribing it to people, but it's found in our water supply. I mean, it's known for ages that the US government's been dumping fluoride in the water, you know? You Americans are so proud of your teeth because they're so much better than ours, you know? The government's been dumping fluoride in your water. Now they're finding Prozac in the water. So it's not safe to drink the tap water, but then you also don't want to drink the bottled water because you see this stuff in the sky, these chemtrails, because they're spraying God knows what into the air we breathe. So soon you won't even be able to breathe the air, drink the water. And the German government, that's the only government that's come forward and admitted it so far, but they've already admitted they're spraying stuff in the air to control the weather. So the government's got to control the weather, for Christ's sake. The weather, the air, the water. And I'm the one who's crazy because I don't trust them. I mean, why would anybody trust them? Why would anybody be surprised? Why would anyone think it's crazy when I say that the government is right now currently using your tax money to build FEMA camps all over the country so that they can declare martial law in case of an emergency and send everyone off to work camps? People act like I'm crazy? Why? Why would you? Why is it crazy to believe the government would do that? I mean, look at the American history of their government. Anyway, the reason I came here, I had a show on YouTube, on the internet. It's called UKAK, the United Kingdom Anarchist channel, and me and my mate did it, and it's basically just exposing both the US and the British government for things that they've done and for their tyranny. We got a lot of fans on there too. We started getting all kinds of mail and all kinds of people joining our mailing list, and it was doing pretty good. But then we started getting the negative attention too. We started getting death threats. We started getting people warning us not to stick our nose where it doesn't belong. But we kept going. We weren't going to back down, especially Terry. He wasn't going to back down from anything. So anyway, he went to go protest Google because Google took down off of Google Maps the planet Nibiru. You know about planet Nibiru, right? I mean, they've known about it forever. They've got star charts and stuff. They've been keeping it a secret through the Illuminati. You know, I mean, the elite know that this planet's going to crash into the Earth December 21st, 2012, and they've been planning on it for years. They've got underground bunkers at the Bohemian Grove. They've got space stations that they're all going to go live on and be safe while the rest of us are killed by the planet so that they could come back and take over. And that's why they want to keep it a secret from us. But Terry knew this, right? So he went to protest, and then, next thing you know, he mysteriously disappears. He blows himself up in a petrol bomb. At least that's what they said. But I know the truth. I know who's being watched, who's being followed. I think he was assassinated. And now I think they're coming for me.
That's a shame, Nigel. I'm really sorry to hear about your friend. You know, after hearing that story, I feel I need to tell you something. I don't tell this to a lot of people, but I feel I can trust you. Let me explain. My wife passed away a few years ago, and I think the government did have something to do with it. And, well, long story short, she was a student at the University of Phoenix, and she was writing her dissertation on global warming and the effects that it has on our Earth and its connection to the oil industry. Well, I got the call about 3:30 one night, and, well, the cops told me they found her in her Prius at the bottom of a lake. And when I asked them, how do you think it happened, they said it was due to ice. Well, the only problem with that is, it was June.
Exactly! That's what I've been talking about. I mean, there's so many situations like this where people who are doing some type of investigation, sticking their noses in where they don't belong, as they say, and then they just disappear. And people believe whatever the bobbies tell them, no matter how crazy.
Nigel, I just want you to know, buddy, you know, don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're crazy, okay? Because it's hard to believe. Because when you do believe something that sounds crazy to the masses, and you're the minority, you are the crazy one. But you're the right one in my eyes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I completely understand. And it baffles me why people look at me like I'm the one who's crazy, because I could put together all the evidence that's laid out perfectly clear for anyone with half a brain to see. I mean, it's not like I'm one of these crazy geezers who's going on and on about how the New World Order's a race of reptilian aliens who wants to drink our blood and spinal fluid, and that's why they want to take over the Earth. I'm not one of these people, you know. I'm just... it's completely reasonable to see that an elite group of secret societies is running the entire world, all of our lives, from the inside out, and it's clear to anyone willing to open their mind.
I gotta tell you, Nigel, everything you've been telling me is starting to worry me a little bit, and I'm really starting to fear for your safety. And I think it's best at this point, I think our best course of action is going to be to get you to a safe house. And one of my esteemed colleagues, Stacy Chaswell, is actually out there right now with a few more refugees. And I think it's best if you get there as soon as humanly possible, okay?
Alright, don't get me wrong here. I really wish that I could trust you, and I hope that I can, but if this safe house you're talking about, if it's run by any type of government organisation...
No,
Nigel.
Nigel. This is not a government safe house. This is a safe house that a few of me and my elite psychiatrist colleagues use for, well, in better times, jovial times, we use it for a summer boathouse. But in times of emergencies and crisis such as these, this is where we go to be safe. And there's no electronics, there's no way anything can be bugged. You are safe. I give you my word.
That sounds like where I need to be, completely off grid.
Off the grid. And as a matter of fact, Nigel, here's my card. You take this, okay? Take that. It has my home phone number on there, my cell phone number, my fax machine number in case you need to fax me any pertinent documents. I'm pretty sure it's got my Facebook account info. Okay, it's got that on there, good. And it should have my email as well as my home mail address. So you call me anytime. Definitely call me on the way to the safe house if you feel like you're being followed by anyone in a black Suburban or possibly white Enterprise van.
I want to tell you I really appreciate your help. It's nice having somebody on my side.
Absolutely.
For a change.
Nigel. Absolutely.
Alright, down with the New World Order!
Yes, buddy. Yes, Sector 7. Yes, this is Agent Xenu. Yes, Citizen 423-11-69-711 just left my office. And he knows more than we thought. It's getting pretty ugly out there. Well, he's on the way to the safe house as we speak. Yes, Agent Chaswell's already there. Yes. Yes, he's been refusing to take his medication, and his online followers are growing substantially by the second. It's getting serious. Yes, I know. I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, thank you, dear leader. And I am ready for beam up upon your command. Thank you. Initializing phase of Niocytes to transport me back home to planet Nibiru.